Okay, let's we continue the class with numpy module, right?
Yes.
Import numpy module as np, right? So after this, create an array with one dimension. And today we will discuss how to slice of an array, right? To create an array of one dimension, right? Array
Yes.
is equal np dot array is the method to create any dimension of array, right? So we are just
Yes.
creating one dimensional array. Suppose we are having some elements 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, right? So this is one dimensional array. Now check the dimension of that array. Array dot ndim. Ndim is the method to find or to check the dimension of an array, right? So it gives 1. Why? Because we have created one dimensional array. That's why it has returned only 1, right?
Yes.
So now you will also print complete array only by passing array name. Array name is what? This is your array name, right? Now just execute this command and you will see that here is your array which you have created into variable array, right? Now first of all, we will access some elements from the array, and after that we will do some slicing on that array, right? And suppose that we want to access some range of elements, right? So we will do slicing like uh, we have done earlier in the list, right? Here suppose um, if you want to access third element in the array, right? So third element has two
Hmm?
index, right? Third element has two index,
Yeah.
right? And pass the index position by array name, right? So in that way we can access any of elements from the array, right? And now suppose we want to access some range of elements. Suppose I want to access uh, the element present on uh, second or first index position to second last index position, right? So I will check that how many elements are there in the array, right? Now just count the number of elements. There are only 8 elements here, and I just want to access from 20 to 70. So what I have to do here? Just do slicing here, right? You need to do slicing here. What is slicing? Just pass the start index position where you want to start, right? I want to access elements from the second element, right? And second element has one index position. So I'll pass just one index position as my start index position here, where the elements to be printed from, right? Now after this, put the column put the column sign, which is understand by the compiler to calculate the range of the elements. And now after this, you have to pass the ending index position here, right? So suppose that you want to access 7 till to that element, right? And you need to pass 1 plus index position, right? Suppose what index position this element has. Tell me what index position that element has.
Six.
6, right? 6. So I'll pass 6 plus 1, that is 7, right? Because the index position starts from 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? If I pass only 6 index position, right? So the elements will be printed to till that element, because the elements will be calculated the ending start in ending position minus 1, right? So I'm passing 7, so that will be calculated as 7 minus 1, that is 6, right? All the elements will be printed in between that range from 1 to 7. The first where we have started from, this is starting index position that will be included, and this is the ending index position that will always be excluded, right? So if I write 1 2 7, so it means we are writing 1 2 6, right? And the elements will be printed in between the range starting from 1 index position, right? Now execute this command. You will see that 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, all the elements get printed as we expected, right? So from the second element to the second last element, right? Is it clear to you?
Yes.
Okay. Now tell me, if I don't give any start index position here, so from where the element get printed? Just tell me the output of that statement. Even we have studied same thing earlier when I was explaining list. So we have already done it. If I don't give any start index position, so where from where the elements in array get printed? Obviously, it will be printed from 0 by default. If you are not passing any of the starting value, so it will the elements will get printed from 0 index position. Now compile this code and you will see that 10, 20. This is the starting index position, right? And tell me the element that what index position this element has. Tell me what index position this element has.
Zero.
0. So
Zero.
that means if we are not passing any start index position here, right? So all the elements from 0th position, 0th index position will get printed, right? Okay.
Yes.
And suppose I I don't pass any ending index position. Tell me the output of that statement. Up to which element or which index position the elements get printed? Tell me.
Yes.
Tell me up to which element or which index position, right? So the elements
Yes.
will get printed. If I don't pass any and index position here, as earlier I
Second.
had not passed any start index position, right? Up to which element or which index position the elements will get printed.
First index position.
First index position, how? How is it? No, this is ending index position and index position. So the element will get printed
First
up
column.
to the length of the element. What is the length of this array? What is the
Length
length
of
of
this
this array? How
six.
many elements are there?
Six.
Six. No, how many elements are there? I'm not asking about the
Six.
indexes. Indexes. I'm not
Seven. Seven.
seven. Now count the number of elements. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Eight elements are there in this array. So that means the elements will get printed up to the length of the array, right? So it will print it complete array from the second element, right? From the first index position, that is second element, right? Now execute this command. Here you will see that 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, all the elements has been printed here. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay, can you please tell me the output for 2, 6?
The out.
Now what will be
The
the
out.
output for this statement?
Now 40 to 60.
Yes, what elements get printed?
40 and 40 to 60.
40 plus 50.
40
40,
to 60.
40 to 60,
40.
right? 30, 30 or 40?
40.
40, only
To
40.
60.
40,
40 to 60.
40, 50, 60.
Yes.
Okay, so now check it. Um, what element has index 4? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that means this element has index 4 because the indexing starts from 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I have passed 4 as my start index position. So 50 has 4 index position, fourth index position, right? And 4, 5, 6. So that means 70 has sixth position, sixth index position, and the element will get printed 6 minus 1, that is 50 and 60. Now see this. Is it clear? Okay. Now create a two-dimensional array, array 1 np dot array, and create two-dimensional array which has this is the first dimension and this is the second dimension because we are creating an array inside the array, right? So the this is the one dimension array and this is two dimension array. One dimension array has contains two elements. The first element has contained uh, three elements, right? And second element also contains same elements, right? That is 40, 50, 60, right? Now after this, print entire array by passing the name of the array, right? Here you will see that this is two dimension, right? And now check the dimension of that array which we have created. Recent array one dot and dim, right? It, it has returned two, right? And now how to access elements in this two-dimensional array from 40 to 50 only, right? I want to access these elements 40 and 50. How I can access? By slicing. Just pass the number of indexing or range of indexing, right? Now delete this statement, and here first index position. First uh, pass the index for first dimension, that is one dimension. So I want to access the second element, right? So now the second element has index 1. So I will pass 1 for the one dimension, for the first dimension, right? And after this, I'll pass the range of elements 40, 40, what 40, what index position has this element? This element has 0 index position, so I'll pass 0 only here. By using slicing, I'll put the colon sign here, and now I'll pass the and index position, and I want to access the second element from this element, right? So I'll pass this index position by +1, that is the index position of that element. After this, I'll access, or I will catch these two elements here, right? Now I'll pass 0 to 2. So it will return these two elements because all the elements will be printed by 2 minus 1, that is 0 and 1, right? So see this 40 and 50. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Now after this, create a simple array. Let's suppose that nd array, right? Nd array. There's nothing, just a variable name, and create a simple one dimension array, right? And 200, 300, 400, 500. Now I want to know the data type of that array, right? So we are having a method to know the data type of array. Just call the dtype method by array name dtype, right? By calling dtype method. it will return the data type of array. What data type of that array has, right? So it will return the data type of an array here. All the integer value, all the integer values contain this array. So it has returned int 32, right? We always represent integer value by 32 bits, right? So integer 32. And now if you want to convert, uh, suppose we want to convert an array into another data type, just you can pass the same method as an attribute here. Just suppose that t type is equal, and now we will pass the data type, right? So here we are having some data type sign or alphabets to represent the data type, right? Now suppose that I, small I, integer, small f, float, small c, complex, small p, boolean, capital S, string, small u, unsigned, integer, capital U, Unicode string, small m, time delta, capital M, date time, small o, object, v, small v, fixed, chunk, memory. For other data type, that is void, right? So we are having the different data types symbol or letters. Now just pass that symbol here while calling the d type attribute, right? So I'll pass S, capital S. So that means I want to convert this array, this integer type of array into a string. Now after this, it will be converted into a string data type and it will return, see this, S3. So what is S? S is nothing, just the type of data type, right? And what is 3? That has contains only the 3 characters, right? If I am that will return the maximum number of characters here. Suppose the first element has contains 4 or 5 elements, like that, 1 0 0 2. How many characters are there? There are 4 characters, because we have created uh, this integer type of array into a string. So we are working on characters, not an integer type value. So that integer value has been converted into a string. So how many characters contain our first element? How many characters are there in the first element? Tell me. How many characters? Count the number of digits here presented as a character. How many characters are there? Hello, hello, are you there? Are you there? Yes, are you listening to me? Hello, Gree, are you listening to me? Yes or no? Hello,
Okay, so
okay. So that first element has four characters. Now it will return this T type method will return the highest number of characters present in the array, right? So see this.
yes,
All the elements contains only three characters except the first one, that is 100, our first element here, right? So it will always return the maximum number of characters in the element, right? In the array. So in that way, we
yes,
can convert any of array here. Suppose the array which cannot be converted. Suppose um, suppose A, B, C, D, right? This is this is an array which has some string values which has some string elements, right? And I want to convert it into an integer, right? So is it possible to convert this string type of array into integer? Is it possible to convert it?
yes,
Is it possible from string to
no,
integer? No. So those those array which we cannot convert into any other data type like integer, string to integer, such type of array will generate an error if you are trying to convert it into integer, right? Now see this value error, and you will completely get a syntax that is invalid literal for int with base 10 a, right? So this is not understandable by compiler, right? Because we are trying to convert an string data type of array into integer. That is impossible to convert it into integer, right? Okay, is it clear?
yes,
Now create same array, right? And now we are having two methods, that is copy method and view, right? If I call copy method, suppose that uh, I'm having an array that is nd array and which has contained some elements a b c d, and I want to copy that array. into new array, right? Just call the copy method, right? And now you will see that that array will be copied into that variable, that is new array, right? So uh, it will return the complete new array, that is the copied array into that, right? And see this A B C D, which has ND array and new array, the same array, right? And now this this array has been copied into a new array, that is new array. If I use only the view method, right? So that array will be uh, referenced or pointed by a new array that will not be copied into the new array, right? So you will see that the same array has returned, but this is not the copied array. This is the referenced by a new array, right? To check what array has their own array, right? What array variable has own array. Suppose that this this variable has their own array which has some elements, and this variable has not their own array, right? Which is referencing from the ND array. Now check the array, what array has their own, right? Now call the base method, base method in which you can calculate, or you can know the array, what variable has their own array, right? Now see this, the first statement has returned none. Why? Right? This array, right? The original array. That means the original array. If I call that method with the original array, right? So that means that has their own array, right? That will always return none, right? That will always return if that has their own array, right? That is original. And the array which has referenced or pointed by another one, right? So that array pointed by the original array. So that array will always return what? The original array, because that is reference, right? The difference between the view and the base, sorry, view and the copy, right? If I call copy method, right? Copy method. Now this is original array, and this has been copied into another variable, that is new array. Now this is completely copied here, right? So the both arrays will return none, right? Because both arrays have their own array, right? So see this, because that has been copied, right? That has been copied into new array, because I have called copy method here. If I call view method, right? So that array and the array has their own array, but new array has not their own array, that is referenced by uh, the new the another array from the another array, right? That is AND array. So it will return it will return the none array because that has own array, but it will return the original array which is referenced by another array. Is it clear? See this.
Yes.
Now the things are clear.
Yes. It's clear.
Okay. So many things we have completed in today's session and the previous session, right? And some more important topics are still left, so we will discuss in the next session. And please do practice a lot, as much as you can, right? So till that, uh,
Okay.
goodbye. Thank you very much.
Okay.